Hey there, photographing a car can be really challenging at times, and especially if you're doing it in the middle of the day like I am. And we're doing it for an online auto company called Bring a Trailer. And I'm going to show you how to get some great shots under these harsh conditions. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up guys? John Osumi from Motion Shooter Photography coming at you again with another video. Today we are shooting a car for a company called Bring a Trailer. It's an online auction for autos, specifically classic cars. So this is going to be a fun shoot. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I do it. The key to making good sales with online auctions is the photographs. It's always best to have a shot list. And then with that shot list, it's good to have a system that you're trying to follow as far as trying to get all the shots. Bring a Trailer really is adamant about making sure that your background is not distracting. So you don't want to have a lot of cars or people, signpost, or anything distracting like that that might take the viewer's eye away from the actual car. And I kind of checked where the sun direction was and scouted the park out beforehand and found this spot against a hillside that has some pretty good tree cover. In a perfect circumstance, you can actually have the car pointed in one direction and then you can get all your shots from it in that position. It doesn't always work out that way. And to be as efficient as possible, you want to just get as many shots as you can with the car in the position that it's in before you have anything move. I kind of treat the car like a clock. I start with the front head-on shot, and then I go with a 3/4 shot. Then I go to the profile shot, and then I can get the 3/4 rear shot from the driver's side. And then to finish this side of the car, I can get the rear shot. And I'm always trying to angle myself, so I'm being aware of what's in the background. So there were some cars parked in the proximity, so I did my best to try to make sure that they were not shown in these photos. Then I would switch to opening the door and getting some of the interior shots from that side. So on the outside I was able to use natural light. On the inside it's a little more tricky. You're going to have to turn your shutter speed way down because it's much darker. And I actually had to use a flash. With the flash you got to make sure that it's not creating shadows or really harsh light. And I got plenty of pictures that did not turn out. Oh, and then I also shoot the profile of the two tires that are facing me, because you got to get a profile of all 4 tires. Don't be afraid to take more pictures than you need, because you want to make sure you get the right one first time, because it's really, really embarrassing if you have to call the owner and go back and do a reshoot on some of the shots that you missed. So after having the owner turn the car around, I got all those same shots from the opposite side. And this is where it's key to work quickly, because as the light changes, you don't want one side of the car to look differently lit than the other side. So you want to be as efficient as possible. And then after getting the interior of the car from the passenger side, then I want to go into the trunk and the hood space. You want to make sure that you get photographs of the engine bay from both sides, the passenger and the driver's side. That's really important. And then also get any close details that you might want to show. You want to shoot the trunk open. And then if there is a spare tire, you want to make sure you get a shot of that too. So you want to get the trunk open, empty, and then open with the spare tire exposed so you can see that. I want a photograph of the underside of the car. It's just with the GoPro laying on its back, and I laid on my belly, reached as far as I could, and got those shots. So at least I got them, but they're not exactly as pretty as I'd like. I mean, it'd be much easier if you could put the car up on racks, but that's really not practical for most photographers. And then once you got all these shots, you want to just kind of make sure and walk around the car several times. You're looking for details. You want to get pictures of any kind of trim, chrome. You want to get the headlights, any lenses. You want to make sure you get pictures of the cars with the lights on, front and back. And then if there's any lights on the side, get those. Interior lights, you want to make sure you get shots of the car with the gauges on. If there's a dome light. Any kind of lights, you want to make sure you get photos of them on, because that's really important. And then the final thing that you want to make sure you get is just the paperwork. So if the keys are original, you definitely want to photograph that. The owner's manual is a big thing, because if a car has an owner's manual, it has a little more value. Any kind of paperwork that shows maintenance or records, Carfax information, anything pertinent that the new buyer might want to see. And you don't have to photograph all these individually and show every word. You just want to make sure the documents are visible and legible, but you can kind of fan them out on the table. And what I did is I fanned them out and put the keys on top with the owner's manual. And just so the buyer can see that there is paperwork that they can go through, and then they also can make inquiries on that paperwork if they have any further questions directly to the owner. Hey, I wanted to thank you for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you liked what you saw, and stay tuned for the next video. This is John Osumi from Motion Shooter Photography.